Hi guys, last week I shared with you the first 3 habits from the legendary book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. If you haven't yet seen part 1, I would suggest you watch that first, because in this video I'm going to give an overview of the final 4 habits. Please subscribe if you are new to this channel and click the like button at the end if you found it useful. Let's get straight into the next habit, which is habit number 4, think win-win. This habit is all about the attitude of highly effective people. The paradigm they approach life with is a frame of mind and heart that consistently seeks mutual benefit in all human interactions. Win-win is not a technique, it is a philosophy of human interaction where all parties feel good about decisions and feel committed to action plans. Someone who thinks win-win will likely have an abundance mentality, meaning they believe there's plenty out there for everybody and more to spare. The alternative paradigms are things like win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose, just a win, win-win or no deal. And unfortunately, we are hardwired to always feel competitive and try and get the best deal when collaborating or being cooperative with other people. Therefore, naturally, our behaviors and conversations tend to look like a win-lose paradigm, which is not conducive for stronger relationships. These alternative mindsets tend to have a scarcity mentality that thinks the more you get, the less there is for me. They often feel threatened by other people's successes and will often use their position or power to get their own way. Highly effective people work on achieving a win-win, and if they can't come up with a synergistic solution that benefits both parties, they agree to disagree, which is classed as a no deal. The key to get into a win-win is your interpersonal skills and how good or willing you are at influencing and learning with an outcome of mutual benefit. Win-win takes time, as it requires courage as well as consideration, which is even more difficult when working with people deeply scripted with a win-lose mindset. Examples of high courage could be you share your ideas and opinions with confidence and you don't feel threatened by honest feedback from other people. Where people low in courage could look like they're being submissive and concede quickly when others disagree with you, or they back down when they're interrupted. The final stage of habit 4 would be getting to a stage of a win-win agreement, a bit like a soft contract where you can hold people accountable. The framework mentioned in the book talks about creating desired results or the goal, some guidelines, some resources, and then finally finishing off what are the accountability and the consequences of the agreement. People can use that then to measure their own success. The next habit then is referred to as the habit of empathic communication. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. It's very much about how you listen, so it's a skill. The common paradigm for most people is the mindset that they need to make sure people understand their point of view and only listen with the intent to reply. Highly effective people believe they have a greater influence with others if they truly understand them first, hence why they practice empathic listening. In the book, empathic listening is defined as listening with the intent to understand, meaning get it into the other person's frame of reference and seeing the world how they see it. The best quote to summarize habit number 5, which comes from Stephen Covey, he said, "With people, fast is slow and slow is fast." Habit 6 is known as the habit of creative cooperation, which is called Synergise, meaning the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. If you look at it another way, like an equation, an example could be 1 plus 1 equals 3, or 10, or 100. The essence of synergy is valuing differences, to respect people and to complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. instead of letting your ego block you from building synergistic relationships. The main aim with habit number 6 is utilizing all of the other habits and finding a result or solution known as the third alternative. The path to synergy and the highest level of effectiveness will be achieved also easier through cooperation and collaborating with others. Your idea is just one idea on the table. With other ideas and strengths, you can achieve something far more special than what you could achieve on your own. The final habit, which surrounds all the other habits, is habit number 7, the habit of daily self-renewal, called Sharpen the Saw. Stephen shares a story in a book about a man meeting someone in the woods trying to saw down a tree. He asks the man what he's doing, who impatiently replies, "Can't you see I'm sawing down the tree?" The man then asks and says, "Well, you look exhausted. How long have you been at it?" And the man says, "About 5 hours, and it's such hard work." So the man then replies and says, "Hey, why don't you take a break for a few minutes and sharpen the saw, as I'm sure you'll go a lot faster and it would be easier for you." The man replies, "I don't have time to sharpen the saw as I'm too busy sawing." Through life, we make these type of excuses, but in order to gain work-life balance and stop yourself from burning out, you must practice the 4 dimensions of renewal. These 4 dimensions are body, heart, mind, and spirit. And if one is neglected, it will negatively impact the other 3. Examples for body could be the amount of sleep you get, how much exercise, what are you eating, your rest and your stress management. Whereas heart is more about building and maintaining relationships that are important to you. If we focus on the mind, it's about continuous learning through reading, writing, or focusing on your hobbies. The final dimension is spirit, and this will be different for everybody. It could be religion, it could be connection to your values, or even spending time in nature, or something that's very popular now, which is meditation. The main thing with habit number 7 is consistency and variety. The reason why people give up on their goals so easily is they're not normally connected to their bigger purpose. So they get bored with the routine. So keep it alive and keep it interesting. So that's the final 4 habits of the book, the 7 habits of highly effective people. To go deeper on what I've just shared, I would recommend either reading the book, which has been translated into over 40 languages, or listening to it via some form of audio platform. So thanks for listening, guys. Until next time, please remember to like my video, subscribe if you haven't done so. Take care, and I will see you in my next video.